Pressure is Tom Brady on this Sunday?
No pressure, man. In terms of legacy, I think we're trying to imply that in this conversation. Like Tom Brady, people don't understand his greatness because they say it so fast and move on to the next conversation. I was like, wait. Did you just say the most decorated football player ever at any position? Think about, all right, how we get to work every day. You drive. You watched the Bentley lately. It's washed up. It's clean. It's sparkling. The top down. It's been nice weather. Anyway, I know that you ride a Bentley. I see it all the time. Dusty. I nickname Dusty. But I love it. I love it. You're clean. You're winning. You're doing what I wish I could be doing, but I'm stuck. I got kids and wife. I'm at home. And I watch Acho show up every day. But you know what? If you ever just look to the left and look to the right, there are football fields. And there are football players all across America trying to do what Tom Brady does. Still, since 2000, he's still doing it. And guess what? Of all the football players you have ever come across in your life, all of us, add them all up, everybody, hold hands across America. We are the world. You know who's number one in terms of accolade and in terms of resume? Tom Brady. What pressure? This is just more gravy on a resume that is just full of greatness. It's almost like Tom Brady is looking at this situation like there's only one person that keeps popping up. They keep giving him these accolades. And it's not necessarily GOAT, but it's things to build him up into a GOAT conversation. Most talented quarterback, most skilled arm, most skilled thrower ever. Wait a minute, what are all these sub-categories y'all trying to give? Sub-GOATs. So this is Tom Brady at the picnic, all the gravy on his resume, sitting there eating a sandwich, and here comes a gnat. Damn, Aaron. Okay. All right, still eating. Right. Here comes that fly again, the fly on the goat. Damn, Aaron. And you know what's funny about that scenario? Would you ever stop eating? No. You're just a little irritated by it, but you're going to still gnaw through that sandwich. This is Tom Brady. He just gnawed through Drew Brees. He about to gnaw through Aaron Rodgers on the way to solidify once again. Unfortunately, he has to keep solidifying it. GOAT status.
I like your take. I can't lie, I like your take.
You know it's real.
But I think that Tom Brady's under a bunch of pressure. I know, actually, Tom Brady's under a lot of pressure. Marcellus, we got to be real. Aaron Rodgers is more than a gnat. We know that. And I think even beyond that, as long as you were on the throne, you got to stay on the throne.
Preach.
One of the biggest arguments in favor of Michael Jordan being the greatest of all time. I don't adhere to this argument, but it's one of the biggest arguments nonetheless. Nobody ever won chips on Michael Jordan's watch. We hear that all the time.
Yeah,
nobody ever won chips on his watch. In his prime is what they're implying, but nobody won a chip on his watch. Tom Brady, you just knocked Drew Brees out. So Drew Brees ain't really winning on your watch. Now you about to come over here with Aaron Rodgers. And contrary to common belief, we know Aaron Rodgers is more than a gnat. Be real. Aaron Rodgers' teammate, receiver this week, yesterday, just said, I think Aaron Rodgers is a GOAT. We've come on this show. I think you and LeVar, I probably jumped in myself and said Aaron Rodgers is a more talented quarterback based on skill than Tom Brady. So Tom Brady's under pressure because as long as you were on the throne, as long as you're wearing the crown, you got to stay on the throne. How can you do that? By beating the Packers on Sunday. If you lose to the Packers, people are going to start whittling away. Well, remember the last time we saw Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady go head-to-head, Aaron Rodgers beat him to win a Super Bowl. In 5-10 years, when we're analyzing and assessing resumes, Aaron Rodgers got him when it counted. Aaron Rodgers forced him into retirement. We going to hear that type of jargon. So Tom Brady understands the pressure, first off, from that perspective, but there are other perspectives we can get into.
Yeah.
Let's bring in Fox NFL analyst Greg Jennings, a man that won with Aaron Rodgers. So, Greg, how much pressure is Tom Brady, the man Aaron Rodgers is going up against? How much pressure is he under Sunday?
I think he's under whatever pressure he decides to put on himself, which is always quite a bit. And let me break that down. When you talk to Tom Brady, he doesn't go straight to the big picture like we all do. He doesn't, because he allows himself, or he doesn't allow himself to see all those championships and what he brings to the table as far as winnings. He sees what's in front of him, and what's in front of him is what he can control at his position. So the pressure that Tom Brady is putting on himself is to see that he can play this game for 3 hours at the highest of his ability, and he can get his teammates to match that same intensity and that same output. And if they do that, then they win. That is the type of pressure he puts on himself. It's not so much about, can I carry this team over the hump? Unfortunately, that's the pressure that he's in, though, because of who he is. It's like LeBron James. In the East, everybody talked about LeBron James and his path to the championship, to the finals, how easy it was. And in the West, it was so difficult. And if he goes out West, it'll be so hard. He goes out West, and the expectation never changed. Even though we say the competition did, the expectation didn't change. His approach never changed. His understanding went to another level as well. That's the same with Tom Brady. Coming over to the NFC, he knows what the expectations are, but he also understands I can't get outside of myself and start trying to check the box of what others' expectations are if I don't do the little things that has always been most important for me to be successful. And then if I'm successful as Tom Brady, the team then has success. That's the type of pressure that he puts on himself. So I don't see him caring about the pressure of knowing that this is a must win because they have together and they've assembled the personnel of a team that's a win now situation. He doesn't even see it as that. He understands that, but he's like, well, I'm going to take it one day at a time. And if we can put together great intentional practices, then we can do that for a game, because we're out here for more time as an offense than we are ever on the field during a regular season game or a postseason game. So that's the type of pressure Tom Brady has on himself right now.
Yeah. And look, goodness, man, sometimes you get put in an impossible position. I know you, Greg, you had tremendous success with Aaron Rodgers. And obviously, Tom Brady is a nemesis to all who played. How about this? Great players were drafted after Tom Brady was in the league and retired before Tom Brady has departed the same league. His offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich, my boy, my former teammate, drafted after Tom Brady, retired with a good career, and is now the offensive coordinator of that same Tom Brady. This is insane if you really want to just say it like it is, if you want to really keep perspective. In this GOAT conversation, no one compares to Tom Brady. Now, if we want to have a skills competition, a lot of people compare. Matter of fact, some people surpass Tom Brady in my eyes. But I'm not having that conversation right now. I'm having a pressure conversation on the GOAT in this situation. Don't forget, guys, that Tom Brady, with his 6 rings and maybe counting, has two more already than Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw, for those out there who got a chance to see Terry Bradshaw play and his greatness. That 2 more than the next guy. And then we don't even get down to Aaron Rodgers. We get to Troy Aikman at the next level. Then we don't even get to Aaron Rodgers. We get to 8 other quarterbacks at the next level of 2 Super Bowl rings. Then you go down another tier, and there goes Aaron Rodgers, that gnat. Now, I know he's a tremendous football player, but when you have accolades like this and your name is Tom Brady, twice as many playoff wins as any other quarterback in NFL history, and already 4 more Super Bowl appearances than any other quarterback in Super Bowl history, man, the pressure on him, I guess, like Greg said it, and he said it best, is only the pressure he applies on himself.
That's true. And I think, Greg, you're right. I think, Sal, you're right. And I'm going to offer this last tidbit.
Right.
Remember, a team has never hosted the Super Bowl in that same city that they play.
True.
Meaning, so if the Tampa Bay Bucs understand the Super Bowl's in Tampa this year, you can already smell it. The reason I think there's a ton of pressure for Tom Brady is because of that idiomatic phrase, don't snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Like, the Buccaneers are close now. Best record, best success they've had since '02. The fans can taste it. Bruce Arians, let's not front. He just said a couple weeks ago, it's Super Bowl or bust. Everybody can taste it. They're looking at you, Tom Brady. This is what he came here for. We're just 1 game away. We're close. We're about to do it. Tom Brady knows that. But more than anything, Tom Brady knows all eyes in the locker room are looking at him. All eyes in the stadium and outside of the stadium are looking at him saying, look, Tom Brady, this is you. This is what you came here for. You're the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time. Find a way to get it done. Whether you want to consciously acknowledge that pressure, you will subliminally feel that pressure.
Can I say this, though? Please. I mean, we've all been in positions where we had pressure on us, and we accomplished. We were victorious in that pressure-filled situation, in part why we're here right now, because we are survivors and thrivers in pressure situations. But we ain't Tom Brady, bro. I always look in the mirror and be like, I'm all right, but somebody got me up here and somebody got me down here. And there's a lot more under me. But still, I got to keep it real. He can become the first player ever